Hey there, you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Yanks every series, Knicks every game, and MMA on occasion. Here's your host, RJ Carbone.
And a high drive into left center field. Stanley's going to watch another one fly. Are you kidding me? DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take a
Take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody.
At the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! Mr. November.
Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down and the game is tied.
Rose, you shook up the world again.
I did it again. My God did it, man. I really just had
Gonna have to. Brunson running away. Oh my! He has been the best player to put on that uniform.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right. Well. The Yankees. Let me change the title of this one because that is not the title of this episode. That's old. Give me one sec here. There we go. Welcome to the show, everybody. As you can see, the Yankees took 3 out of 4 against the Chicago White Sox. Could not sweep. You really needed them to sweep there. But, not going to ask them to win 8 in a row and be upset if they don't. They had won 7 in a row before an atrocious loss yesterday. They had gained ground in the standings before that loss. Yesterday was not the game to lose, with both Boston and Toronto winning. And the Yankees getting the day off today because you've got a gauntlet schedule coming up, and now you need wins a lot more. And we'll talk more about that schedule that's coming up in the first half of September here. Happy September, everybody. But the Yanks take 3 out of 4 in Chicago this weekend against a terrible White Sox team. We're going to talk about that. Thursday, they win 10-4. The rookie righty Will Warren took the mound for the Yankees. 5 innings, 4 runs, no earned runs, 5 hits, a couple of walks, hit a batter, only struck out 3, gave up a home run, 93 pitches, got the win. Definitely wasn't his greatest outing. Bottom of the second inning there, that was where the damage came. The Yanks were up 4-zip. Volpe makes the big E6, puts the base runner on first. Then he walks some bum. He lost the zone with his four-seam fastball. He's got first and second, 1 out. And then he hits some bum with the pitch, loads the bases, and then Vargas comes up to the plate, gets a 95-mile-an-hour two-seamer, hits a grand slam. So they were all unearned because of the Volpe error, but never liked the way baseball scored that. You got to pick up your teammates if you're Warren there. Again, putting a couple of guys on after that and then serving up a meatball fastball, that is on him. But he finishes 5 innings, 4 runs. Bullpen comes in for the final 4. No runs, no base runners, 7 strikeouts. So they were perfect. They were brilliant. Cruz got the 6th. Weaver the 7th. Williams the 8th. Leiter got the 9th. And the Yankee bats carried this one. 10 runs on 12 hits, 3 home runs. Bellinger a homer in the first. Jazz a homer in the second. Rice picked up a base hit to put more runs across. Top of the 5th. After the Yankees surrender that lead, they regain the lead. Then Grisham hits a homer in the 9th. So that was your win on Thursday, 10-4. Friday, Yanks win 10-2. Rodon goes 6 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. Doesn't allow a home run, throws 97 pitches, gets the win. He was excellent. The bullpen, 3 innings after him, 1 run, 6 base runners, and 2 strikeouts. So definitely not as good. Cruz scoreless 7th. Tim Hill, rough 8th. And then Camilo Doval, scoreless 9th. The bats, again, carried this one. 10 runs, 7 hits, couple of homers. Top of the 4th, Grisham hit the grand slam to make it 5-zip. Top 6, Yanks play some small ball. Get it to 8-1. And then Volpe homers in the 7th. I think that was it on Friday. I mean, these games, like, not much to talk about. Excuse me. Woo. Saturday was an interesting one. A 5-3 win in 11 innings. Yankee bats, 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 home runs. Top of the 4th, Judge, 429-foot home run, dead center field. Top 7, the game is tied. Wells solo home run to make it 2-1. Game goes to extras, and the Yanks play the game. They take advantage of the base runner rule. Top of the 10th, they play some small ball. Volpe lays down a sac bunt, pushes the base runner to third with 1 out. McMahon gets bat on ball, but you don't want to hit a ground ball there. He does. Wells goes home. It's a contact play. He's out. Didn't like that they're running the contact play with less than 2 outs in the infield in. But they do because they're the Yankees. Fortunately, their pitching holds up. And then top of the 11th, again, nice small ball. They put the bat to the ball. Bellinger, RBI single. Jazz, an RBI double to the opposite field. Like the at-bat there, like the swing. And then Volpe rips an RBI double to the opposite field as well to put the Yanks up 5-2. Bullpen finishes 5 innings, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. 4 base runners, 5 strikeouts. Boone is Boone. So he's going to go and worry about feelings and worry about ego over wins once again here in the middle of a pennant race by going to Devin Williams in a tight game in the 7th inning. And Williams comes in, couple of hits, gives up the lead on a double. It's a ground ball double up the middle. And allows the White Sox to tie the game. So that's on Boone. Weaver was good in the 8th. Bednar was excellent in the 9th and 10th. And Doval was pretty good in the 11th. But the best Yankee pitcher on the mound in this game and in the series, the best Yankee starter at least, Cam Schlittler. Going to be tipping my cap to him for the 5th time this year already. Cam Schlittler, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, hit a batter, struck out 8, no homers allowed, 100 pitches, gets the no decision, unfortunately, but very sharp, going to his off speed in this one more than usual. The Chicago White Sox are an awful hitting team against off speed and breaking, so this was the 2nd lowest usage of Schlittler's four-seam fastball since he's gotten the promotion. Used it 50% of the time. But he looks awesome, man. He continues to dominate through 9 starts. He's got a 2.61. His chase rate, 30.2%, which is in the 73rd percentile. He's got a 27.1 K rate, which sits in the 82nd percentile in the big leagues. The whiff rate's above average. The fastball velo is still hovering around 98. Pairs that with a hard slider, which has been great versus righties. I call it a slider. It's now registered as a cutter, but it's a hard slider with a ton of drop. You watch the pitch. The depth to it was more like a slider than it is a cut fastball. But it's a good pitch. Curveball has, again, excellent 12-6 shape. Helps him retire lefties. I would love to see him tap into that two-seam fastball more. That's a great pitch to tunnel with that hard slider. You go slider two-seam, 92-mile-an-hour slider to that 98-mile-an-hour two-seam. That's tough to hit. Two different directions. I think that's how he got that guy Chase Meadroth to strike out looking. He goes cutter, two-seamer, retires him, backdooring it there. So he's got some really good pitches in his mix, and I'm excited for Cam Schlittler the rest of the way here. So that's good. Game 4, Sunday. Yanks lose 3-2. 2 measly runs on 6 hits. Judge goes 3 for 5. Double, a home run, and RBI. That home run came in the first inning, 1-0. Bellinger goes 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI. That RBI double came in the third during a tie game to put the Yankees up 2-1. That was all the Yankees would get offensively. Luis Heel, 5 1/3, 2 runs, 4 hits, couple walks, 7 strikeouts, home run, 98 pitches, no decision. Once again, not great, but enough. I think this was his best start. The swing and miss was there. More whiffs, 7 strikeouts. That's very good to see. The velo was down again. Apparently, from what the telecast was saying, that he's saving it for when he needs it, trying to be more of a control pitcher and go to his velo when he needs to escape jams, like in that 5th inning. My response to that, I get it, but like your 97 is why you're in the big leagues. Your 97 is why you won Rookie of the Year. Don't change who you are. But hey, we'll see. I get it. You want to become more of a quote-unquote pitcher, but you can be a pitcher and still throw hard. His off-speed was shoddy in this game. It was pretty bad. He was missing everywhere. He had no control of it. But again, finishes 5 1/3, 2 runs, so kept the Yankees in the game. The bullpen, 2 2/3, 1 run, 1 base runner, 2 strikeouts. Cruz, excellent in the 6th and 7th. Tim Hill was awful. He was brought in to get the 2 lefties at the top of the order. And because of the 3-batter minimum, he had to stay in for the righty, Sosa. He faces Sosa. He misplaces the sinker. And when you misplace 88 miles an hour, you're going to get punished. So Sosa hits the game-winning home run. That's my problem with Tim Hill. Listen, I'm never going to like Tim Hill. I hate slot pitchers in 2025, where everybody hits 400-foot home runs at 100 miles an hour with launch angle. Like, why are we wasting my time with relief pitchers who can't throw a league average 95-mile-an-hour fastball? This guy throws 89. I hate those types of pitchers. Hate. I need my guys throwing some type of heat. So he comes in and he does what he does when he misses spots. One reliever who I don't dislike is a guy who I'm going to tip my cap to here, and that's Fernando Cruz. Tipping my cap to Cruz for the 8th time this year. He's been excellent, continues to be excellent. This series, he goes 3 2/3, no runs, just 1 hit, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Forkball remains elite. Got a lot of ground balls with the forkball and the sinker. But it's just nice to have Fernando Cruz back. An elite arm who can miss bats. It's going to be big for the late stretch here. So, good for him. The fact that he missed as much as time as he missed, and he still has, and we've still tipped our cap 8 times to him this year, that's goes to show how effective he's been. I'm also going to tip my cap, as we go to the position players, to Anthony Volpe. I'll tip my cap to Volpe for the 3rd time this year. Is that true? 3 times only? Let me see. Get my list out. Wow. Yeah, just the 3rd time this year. Yeah, the kid struggled. In this outing, or in this series, on Thursday, he snapped that 0 for 23, 0 for 24 skid, I think it was. That completely snapped, and it was in the very first game of the series. He hits for a 429 average, 1223 OPS. So he was 6 for 14 with a couple of doubles, a home run, a walk, 5 RBIs, and he stole a base. Nice to see him pulling balls middle in, going the opposite way on outside pitches a lot. Played some good shortstop. It's nice to see. The power's definitely been there from Volpe this year. He's not chasing as much this year. Those are the 2 things I've noticed mostly. But other than that, no real big picture takeaway. Just nice to see him have a couple of good games, and he does hit well in Houston, so we'll see what happens there. What else? I got an X Factor. I'm going to shout out Austin Wells because he's been hitting better. His last 8 games with a plate appearance, 4 homers, a couple of walks, 5 RBIs. He's got a 310 on base, a 704 slug, and a 1014 OPS. Yeah, I consider him an X Factor. It's nice to see him get going, but I think he's kind of an X Factor because with Volpe struggling and everyone putting the attention on him and no one's really expecting Volpe to hit, but they're still pissed off at him. Wells kind of hitting lower in the order, not taking the media flack like Volpe is, can kind of fly under the radar and finish off strong here. Talking about a power hitting catcher who's about to finish with 20 plus homers, 75 plus RBIs. People are kind of sleeping on his upside. I said it before, multiple people have said it before. The Yankees' best lineup is when Wells is hitting enough to be the everyday catcher. Because you can have Wells' defense in there every day with the power, and you have Rice starting at first base against righties, Goldie coming off the bench against lefty relievers, and getting some starts against left-handed starters. But yeah, I mean, at times we forget, including myself, that Austin Wells is a catcher, and that's defense first. You're not really supposed to get offensive production from catchers. Obviously, Cal Raleigh is setting an unfair bar here, but you look at the league averages for catchers, it's not very great. So if he has a hot month here, means he has a hot September, and you're going to an October feeling it, that's huge. Because all of a sudden you're looking at an elite defensive catcher with a 100 OPS plus. That's a big win. It's still achievable. You know, you just need average production offensively. Because the difference between Wells and Rice behind the plate, when you're talking about framing pitches and stealing strikes and blocking balls, it's stark. Okay? It's day and night. I think the thing with Wells this year, it's not been the power, it's been the on base. He chases a ton. The OPS is being carried by his slugging. But we need him to get back to where he was last year, where he was spitting on those tough sliders and breaking balls. This year, he's off the barrel with them. He's missing them, and he's chasing them, and he's missing them. That wasn't him last year. In the middle of the summer, when he was red hot last year, June, July, his calling card was the plate discipline combined with that pop. So that's what he's missed this year. But if he can somehow tap back into that and just be average offensively, finish the month strong, the season strong, that's big. That's a big X factor who, again, nobody's going to be really thinking about Austin Wells. But yeah, they need him, and they need everybody to step up here because coming up next is the biggest stretch of the season for the Yankees. And I agree that, like, listen, I agree that these are big games coming up. Houston, Toronto, Boston, Detroit. It's a bunch of American League playoff opponents and division rivals. And you want to see the Yankees win games against teams that are solid and better than solid to feel better psychologically and just the vibes, etc., right? Mentally, it would help you feel better. At the same time, I do feel like we're overrating these games just a little bit. I feel like it's mostly fans being fans, and it's a lot of media fuel. It's just easy to, like, oh, big series. If the Yankees go on a run, like, if the Yankees go on a run and they win some of these tougher September games, does it mean much regarding October? You know, like, same if they drop a few. Does it really mean anything regarding October? Does it mean they're going to lose in October because they lost a couple September games against big teams? I feel like wins and losses right now only matter for the standings. That's it. We're overhyping regular season games just a little bit, in my opinion. These are big games for me because I want the best possible position in the American League. I want home field, you know, and I also need to see them. I will give you this. I need to see them play clean baseball against these types of teams and not kick the ball around the diamond and not run into outs like drunks, etc. But when we're talking results-wise, the whole, like, show me you're tough and you could beat these teams type of thing, I don't know, man. What matters is how your roster is constructed, how your pitching lines up in October, and how your stars fare. If your stars show up when it counts. Judge. You know, playoff toughness is different than exhibition toughness. Playoff matchups reset everything, right? October baseball is a different beast. Matchups, pitching depth, health, momentum heading into the postseason, that all matters far more than who you beat from April to September. I don't think we're going to be thinking about this stretch of the season once the Yankees get into the playoffs. If. You know. Again, standings-wise, of course. But the whole beat good teams thing, I think it's a lot of recency bias. The 2009 Yankees were horrible against Boston as well. I believe the Dodgers struggled against the Padres last year. And we gave our Knicks analogy in the last episode about how they fared against elite teams and against the Celtics. And look what happened when they met them. So there's credence to this being a big stretch for the Yankees. But I also think we need to relax a bit, and we're just fans. We like to make something out of nothing a lot of the time. But yeah, no doubt it's important for the Yankees to take a series against the Houston Astros because you want that top spot in the American League wildcard. So we'll see what happens. That's what's coming up next. So appreciate you all. See you soon. Well, if you made it this far, that means you listened to or watched the entire episode. Thank you. Just remember to follow, subscribe, download, rate and review, and all that fun stuff to help out the podcast. And I will see you in the next episode of BD4.